Okay, so now that we're through all 5 phrases of the first position, what we're going to do is I'm going to play all 5 of these phrases together back to back for you with the backing track. I would like you to practice this way at home. Okay, notice that I'm giving you a lot of pointers on exactly how to practice and what to practice. And if you do this, you're going to start learning the scale and these phrases, and most importantly, how to improvise. Okay, so I'm going to play these 5 phrases back to back, which is what I would like to see you start to do. So just watch me, and this is going to be how I'd like you to start practicing. Check it out. So that's what it sounds like to play the 5 phrases together. Notice how good that sounds. How that in itself sounds like a guy playing a guitar solo. This could be you. Okay, hopefully this is you at this point. You're able to play them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back to back, memorize them, and you're able to just play them in succession. Okay, next I'm going to ask you to start practicing this, but randomizing the phrases. So I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, I'm going to just play those 5 phrases, but I'm going to start to scramble them and play them in different orders. Or I could even play 2 of the phrases back to back. Let's see how that sounds like. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just mixing those phrases up. Some of them I played them back to back with no pause. Front to back, this is kind of how I want you to be practicing. Remember to also practice your own ideas. So right when we started this course, you were playing the scale straight up, and then you were randomizing the notes, and also you were holding out certain notes. If you're ever stuck or lost or looking for ideas, just go back to doing that. You don't always have to do something profound. Okay, remember, anything you do inside the scale is going to sound great. It's going to sound amazing. If you do some basic playing up and down the pentatonic, and then you're adding in a couple of these phrases here and there, it's already going to be impressing your friends and your family. Okay, let me show you what I mean. I'm just going to play the scale verbatim up and down. I'm going to hold certain notes. I'm going to randomize a couple of notes, and then I'm going to throw in a couple of these phrases that I've taught you already. This is what it sounds like. And I'm doing this for your benefit so you can learn how to practice and be realistic in what to expect right now. But also you're going to realize how good it can sound just to do what I'm showing you. Here we go. Notice it doesn't take much. That's already looking very impressive. So if you've come this far and you're tracking with everything that I'm saying, congratulations. That's a really big achievement. This is going to set the precedent. This is how we're going to proceed all through the other 8 positions. Actually, I just taught you 1 position, so there's 7 positions left. But hopefully you can already start to see the trajectory of where this course will take you and what to expect out of it. So I've already set the precedent of how to practice, and now I'm teaching you what to practice. And when you're ready, we'll move on to our position number 2. Okay, see you in the next lesson. So now we're at position number 2 of the E minor pentatonic scale. Just a quick reminder to tune your guitar in case you haven't done it yet. I just stopped filming to tune up real quick as well. Constantly something you need to remember to do. Okay, so here is our pentatonic scale in the 2nd position, starting on the 15th fret. Remember to download or print out the tabs that not only show the phrases, but also there should be a tab included that you can download that shows the whole pentatonic scale, position by position. If that's helpful, I'd like you to use that as well. Okay, so starting with the 6th string 15th fret, we're going to put your first finger on the 6th string 15th fret. By the way, don't get super caught up on what finger goes where. Okay, I might say first finger, you could do this first note with the 2nd finger. You could do your next note with the 3rd finger, or you could do it with the 4th finger. It really, I'm not going to say it doesn't matter. Let me just address that for a second. It does matter, but the truth is it's hard to set in stone what finger to do each note or fret on, because even though when you're playing it just verbatim up and down in the scale, certain fingering is going to work. But when you're fluid and you're playing a guitar solo, any finger goes, if that makes sense. Okay. It's kind of like if you were explaining somebody, you know, how to walk, and you have to walk with the left and then the right and left and the right, and then how would that pertain to rollerblading in a circle? You know, just things happen and you're crossing legs and, you know, it's going this way and that way. So in the heat of the moment, you could use completely different fingering. I don't want you to get too stuck on what finger I say to use, okay? But at the same time, try to make a mental note. So here we go. First finger, you're gonna put that on the 6th string 15th fret. 3rd finger, or like I said, 4th finger, whichever you want, put that on the 17th fret 6th string. 1st finger on the 14th fret 5th string. 3rd finger on the 17th fret 5th string. 1st finger on the 14th fret 4th string. 3rd finger on the 17th fret 4th string. 1st finger on the 14th fret 3rd string. 3rd finger on the 16th fret 3rd string. 1st finger on the 15th fret 2nd string. 3rd finger on the 17th fret 2nd string. 1st finger on the 15th fret 1st string. And 3rd finger on the 17th fret 1st string. So that's going to be, we're going to call that the 2nd position, okay, of the E minor pentatonic. Okay. It's also known as the Albert King position. I guess because Albert King loved to play up here. So anyway. Try to get comfortable playing it up and down the scale, back and forth. So you're going to go down and then back up. So important you don't practice just one-dimensionally, okay? Get as used to playing this as you can. Notice, once again, I'm using alternate picking. Next, we're going to play this scale to the song, okay? So, here it goes. that's just playing with the song. You can do that for a while until you memorize it or you get comfortable, or you can play without looking, or you can play standing up. Like I said, try to get as comfortable in as many situations as possible when learning this material. As a matter of fact, you could even stop and start playing both positions, now first and second position, back to back. Okay, something like that. I even made a mistake in there, and I'm going to leave it in there so you can know that I'm human too. Okay, but notice I just combined those two phrases and just got used to moving in and out. So I just want to caution you, your brain is going to grab on to anything it can for familiarity in the process of memorizing this, which is good, and that's a necessary thing, but it's also going to become your enemy. Okay. That's why in fitness they have this thing called muscle confusion, where they just keep trying to confuse your body from getting into a routine where you think unilaterally in one way. And the same kind of applies to playing lead or playing these phrases or these scales. At first, your mind is going to latch on to memorizing it in the way you kept playing it. But I keep wanting to challenge you to learn it different ways. Play it top and bottom. Play it front and back. Play position 1 and position 2. So you want to keep randomizing this as much as possible, because the goal is to be so fluid that you can improvise. You don't just want to be a parrot and do what I'm doing, even though you want to parrot what I'm doing, but then you want to use that as a launch point to be able to just flow and bring out your own ideas, which is going to be far more exciting, by the way. So that's what your goal should be. When you're ready, you can move on to the next phase, which is playing the scale but holding out certain notes. Again, this is going to help you improvise. Make sure you're always playing with the track. Make sure your guitar is tuned up, okay? And here we go. I'm going to play it with the song. Okay, and as you're probably already suspecting, the next phase after this is to randomize the notes. So now we're going to randomize these notes. Okay, so just try your best at that. And this is something you can go on and start learning the phrases, but you should be practicing the scale and randomizing it all throughout your development in doing this course. So never stop doing that. By the way, you probably want to be doing that for the first position as well, and all the other positions as well. As we grow in vocabulary, keep warming up to playing the scale and then switching up the notes and the tempo and adding things. This is going to be the platform or the bedrock of your improvisational playing. Okay, so you want to be solid in these concepts of just being comfortable with noodling and doodling and just playing whatever can come out or bubble out of your playing. Eventually, your playing, as you randomize it, things will start to sift to the surface, and you're going to have phrases and shapes and ideas of how you want to interact with the song. Okay, so that should be your goal. Okay, so when you're ready, I'll see you at the next lesson where we'll talk about our first phrase. So we're at the first phrase of our second position, and it's going to sound like this. One more time. Again. Notice how the frets get smaller as we move up the neck, and that's going to require more and more accuracy out of our left hand. Okay, so it does get a little more interesting. Things get tighter, but also more accessible, if you want to think of it that way. So we're going to start off. Start with the third finger on the 17th fret second string. Okay, and then put the first finger on the 15th fret first string. Put the third finger on the 17th fret first string, and then choke it up, and then bring it back down, and then play that first finger on the 15th fret first string, and then end with the third finger on the 17th fret second string. So it's you can ring out that last note and put some vibrato if you want. Okay. That's the vibe. Okay. So take your time with that. The hardest part, I think, is going to be choking up on that 17th fret first string, and then come right back down and play that note again. That's going to be challenging. And then you want to end strong on that last note. So let me play it for you with the track. So work with that, memorize it, okay? You can repeat after me in the next section, so check that out. All right, so that's fun. Have fun with that, and make sure you know it cold. When you're ready, I'll see you at the next one. So our next phrase, this is going to be phrase number 2 in our second position, and we're using what's called a double stop, which is 2 notes played together. What we're going to do is take our first finger and put it on the 15th fret second string, and then at the same time put the second finger on the 16th fret second string. So it should sound like, but together it's, make sure you get these frets right. It gets tricky when we stack them. So again, first finger on the 15th fret second string, second finger on the 16th fret third string. And if you stack them together, so it's going to be, so you're going to have, Okay, I'm doing actually upstrokes on the picking hand. You can do either down or up, or, so it's, and then with the second finger, you're gonna play that third string 16th fret, and you're gonna slide it, you're gonna push and slide it down to the 14th fret, and then the first finger on the 12th fret, third string, and then the third finger on the 14th fret, fourth string. Notice how we're moving back into the first position. So now I've actually given you a phrase that combines positions 1 and 2. So it's string with the double stop. Again. Very cool. Ending with that last note, you can ring it out with vibrato if you want. Okay, let me play it with the track and give you the context. It's a very cool phrase. It's kind of a suffix, if you know what that is. You know, in English you have prefixes and suffixes, and this phrase kind of begs to be like at the end of an expression. Okay, we'll get into more of that at the end of this position when I talk about how to mix up the phrases and put them together. But that's just a thought. This phrase is a very nice suffix, which is interesting. Not every phrase that you create is going to be an opening sentence. If you think of playing guitar as a language, like music is a language, and you're playing these phrases, it's like you're learning these words and you're putting together into sentences or in you know, phrases for your playing. You're going to have beginners and middle and closers. Okay, so this is kind of a closer, if you will. Okay, so more on that to come, but I just want to drop that in your hat. Okay, now what we're going to do is you're going to repeat after me. Okay, so let's give that a try. Okay, very cool. So remember to memorize your phrase, know it cold before you move on, and feel free to learn how to randomize that with your first phrase and also the other 5 phrases in the other position. When you're ready, I'll see you at the next lesson. Okay, so now we're at phrase number 3 with position 2. So it's going to be, this is our phrase. Okay. Notice the timing. It's a little sassy on that last note. So let's get into it. First finger on the 15th fret, 2nd string. Third finger on the 17th fret, 2nd string. First finger on the 15th fret, 1st string. And then ending with the third finger on the 17th fret, 2nd string. So it's, that's it. Okay. okay? It's pretty straight up. You can use alternate picking if you can, or you can go all down. Whatever works for you, okay? Let me show you in context with the song. Very cool. Okay, that's the vibe. And next we're gonna do a repeat after me section. So when you're ready to play it back to back over and over, join me in that and we'll work on that together. Okay, so have fun with that, and when you're ready, I'll see you over at the next lesson.